Paris is a beautiful city and one of the most widely visited in the world. If you've ever been to Paris, you may learn about some things to avoid the hard way. While this city is absolutely magical, there are unfortunate situations that can make it miserable. I hope this doesn't happen to you, but even if this isn't your first time, it's good to know about what to steer clear of. In this video, I will be sharing my tips of what not to do in Paris. Let's get started. Disrespecting monuments. While this should be a given, some people don't even realize they are being disrespectful to a landmark. Keep in mind of what you're allowed to touch and where you are walking, such as cutting through roped off areas or structures. It may not be obvious to you, but your actions are possibly very rude. So remember to be self-aware in these situations. In some cases, like this guy for example, if you become extremely inconsiderate and lay your belongings on a memorial that honors fallen French soldiers, police will interfere. So please, treat these important monuments with as much care and respect as you can. Getting scammed. There are various ways scammers like to target tourists. They can get pretty creative when trying to pickpocket and steal money. Some common scams are said to take place at landmarks such as Notre Dame or Sacré-Cœur, where someone might distract you with a survey and have you pickpocketed. Remember to keep your phone and wallet in a safe place on your body and be cautious of those around you, especially in busier areas. Money exchange. During my recent trip to Paris, I ran into an unfortunate experience where I lost about $500 through a moneylender.
So I made another mistake on my travels and did not check the conversion rate at the moneylender. So basically lost like $500.
I wouldn't consider this to be a scam since all the rates were appropriately posted, so this one was on me. However, these lenders undoubtedly take advantage of those who don't pay attention in their transactions. They prey on others' confusion, so if you need to exchange money, be careful with your cash during this process. Avoiding tourist attractions. If you're afraid of not experiencing the real Paris by visiting the most common spots for foreigners to go, don't. Feel no shame in doing the conventional Louvre or Eiffel Tower tour. These places are fantastic and have a reason to be such a popular spot. Although I do still recommend making time for exploring other areas of Paris. If you're free, go find a street to explore and experience the local cuisine. You could even spend a whole day doing this. Just don't feel pressured to have the authentic Paris experience by avoiding the classic spots. Go enjoy them. Overplanning. If this is your first time, you may feel inclined to experience as much French culture as possible. Even if you have an organized, action-packed day of things to do, it will not be as enjoyable as you hope. If you really want to enjoy your trip, leave space in the day to relax. Prioritize some activities, but also take your time and explore whatever comes your way. It's always great to have a schedule. Just don't exhaust yourself by constantly worrying about where you have to be next. Buying Louvre tickets in person. If you're planning to visit the Louvre, I would highly recommend purchasing a ticket online and selecting a time slot. This way is the most efficient. In my experience, we only had to wait 5 minutes in line to get through security. While I was exploring the museum, I saw a huge line of people still waiting and getting rained on. This really reflected how inconvenient purchasing tickets on site is.
You should get in here pretty quick. They're all running fairly efficiently. We're just moving and cruising right along. While the other line of people who just bought their tickets today, behind me here, they're not moving at all.
So keep this in mind if you ever plan on going to the Louvre. Taking taxis or metro. The city of Paris is extremely walkable, Before anything, I would suggest just trying to walk to your destinations and around the city to explore. When the time comes to get a ride to another location, I would not suggest a taxi. I've found that Ubers are the fastest and most affordable form of transportation in Paris. Using Ubers can also save you the trouble of running into rude cab drivers and give you more control over your ride. While some costs vary in which a taxi could be cheaper, Uber is still my preferred way of getting around. Wearing uncomfortable shoes. As I mentioned before, walking around Paris is what many people do, including myself. Paris is one of the top most walkable cities in the world. Everything is close by. Restaurants, landmarks, shops, cafes, all around for you at walking distance. I found myself doing this very often, walking from my hotel to the Louvre and Notre Dame. But if you choose to travel on foot, you must consider what to wear. Make sure to bring some comfortable walking shoes. The last thing you'd want is blistered feet preventing you from exploring the next day. If you need those nice shoes, bring an extra bag and change into them when you need to. Your feet will thank you later. And that's it. If you've been to Paris, what's something you try to avoid? Drop down in the comments below and let us know. And make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us out. Make sure to follow us on social media to keep up with all of our new travels around the world. We're always getting into something and we'd like for you to join along. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great week.